This is the Rebel Scum Podcast. Available in video on YouTube and audio wherever you listen to your podcasts. Every week, Brock and James talk the latest rumors, news, and theories from a galaxy far, far away. Support us on Patreon for exclusive offers and join the Star Wars discussion. Patreon.com/Rebel Scum Podcast. Here are your hosts, Brock and James.
You're always scum. Rebel Scum.
Boom! Rebel Scum. I'm Brock. This is
other Brock.
Yeah. We together we are full Brock. Form of Brocktron. Welcome to the Rebel Scum Podcast, episode 361. As I already said, we're talking Star Wars, and we are day 89 of the Star Wars drought of 2025. James, how are you faring?
Ready for April 22nd. Ready for two reasons. One, I'm very excited for Andor, but two, I'm very excited to eat a Cadbury cream egg while watching Andor. So I'm very excited for those two. It's a 1-2 punch. And I need a Cadbury cream egg. You can see I need the nourishment. So no, you know what? We're in a bit of a lull. The Star Wars lull. Again, we brought this up last week when they were like, here's the trailer, and a week later, here's the sizzle reel. And now it's like, all right, cool. See you in a month and a half.
Yeah.
Just, it makes no sense.
And then they always make this mistake. They're kind of good at this, but they're kind of not. I should pull up Disney Plus before I make this claim. But it's like, why aren't those trailers and sizzle reels front row center on my Disney Plus screen? If you want people to like, oh, Andor, yes, I will watch that. Even if you can trick people into watching a show, even if they haven't watched the first season. Like, let's put that aside. Like, you can trick them.
Netflix. That's Netflix's MO. We talk about it all the time. Like Netflix, they do something with their screen where like they show something. Mm-hmm. It's probably junk, and you're like, I gotta watch it. Because they show. I think Disney. No one else is good at that. Like they definitely succeed at that. But I haven't been on Disney Plus in a while, probably since Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
So I know Heidi tweeted out about the sizzle reel. So I thought it was front and center, but again, that's such a if that was Netflix, Brock, that would be in your face the minute you log on Netflix. They're like Andor, and they would tell you the date, and you'd be like, oh, I gotta watch Andor.
Yeah, it is.
Animated Joy.
That's actually a really good point. Like, I don't know where it is on the Netflix app on your TV. I'm sure there's a section, but I always somewhat get directed on the app on my phone to like coming soon on Netflix, and I'll watch the trailers there. But like the John Mulaney talk show on Netflix, I'm like, I don't know if I clicked on it. That I'm like, I want a reminder, but like it's front row center, and I think the new episode is today or the first episode, or don't know. I haven't watched it, but I'm aware of it, and I'm like, so like, Disney Plus doesn't really do that. I don't know.
I don't. So I don't really watch a lot of Netflix, but we don't have it anymore. But my wife Erin watched a lot. Yeah, she's all like true crime, and you know how it is. So it's like, so the John Mulaney thing that's not on the radar at all in her algorithm.
Yeah.
But so on the TV, she would turn it on, go on the app, and as soon as she went on, there'd be like the menu on the side with like movies that like the category, and then like right in your face, like boom, they would play it before you have a chance to think. There'd be a trailer for something that they know she wants to watch. Yeah. And I've never found that on Disney. Like they just haven't sunk their teeth into me like that. And part of it, I think, though, is like, are there a lot of Disney originals? Like, are there a lot of things that they're like, but even the old stuff, they just don't make me want to watch anything on Disney. And I say that in terms of what we're talking about in the the marketing aspect of it. It's like Disney never makes me want to watch something on their app when I'm on their app. It's like, hey, look, there's a bunch of stuff. You figure it out on your own. I'm like, I'm dumb. I don't want to figure it out on my own. You guide me, Disney. You guide me, and they're just not.
Yeah, I will agree. They don't really guide you to it, and like Disney original is like a loaded term because it's like they own so many things, right? Like I like your experience is different from mine because yes, we both would turn it on and check out what's on Star Wars because of this podcast and perhaps Marvel as well. But like I watch a lot of the stuff on Star, aka Canadian Hulu. So like at some points there was maybe late last year or maybe it was beginning of this year. I can't remember. I was watching in a week Only Murders in the Building, What We Do in the Shadows, and what's the other show? Abbott Elementary. So it's like there are like Disney is pulling me in, but I am aware of those things. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, my point is they're not. When I'm on there, they're not saying, "Hey, watch this." They're
exactly.
not pushing me to watch it. Yeah,
and
like if yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I said
like
that.
Even Skeleton Crew, right? Like,
yeah,
did they make you want to watch Skeleton Crew? Royal you, of course, we want to watch it. We're Star Wars fans, but like,
yeah, it's hard to say that. But though I have watched a show on there called Paradise.
That's supposed to be good. Yeah,
it's so good. The picture on it was like, what is this? It looks like a show about lawyers. It's not anything like that because they're just people in suits. And I was like, Sterling K. Brown. I'm like, oh, I'll take an interest. But again, it's going with your point. It's just a picture of James Marsden. I forget the actress's name, and Sterling K. Brown in suits. So I'm like, oh, it's suits. Like, there's no ad. I don't understand why. Maybe is it Netflix has a bigger server so they can have that 10-second video clip that grabs your attention off the bat?
Probably, but it's Disney. You got to figure they can figure out how to put a damn ad on there to make you want to watch a show that they're spending a lot of money to produce. Like that show that you're talking about, I saw it tweeted by like Variety or something. They're like, look at this new show. I didn't even know it was a Disney show. I just assumed it was either like AMC or like Netflix. Like I knew it wasn't HBO, so I didn't, but I knew like Disney didn't even occur to me that it'd be near there. And I don't even think I knew it was Disney until you just told me it was Disney. So and I haven't been on it much, but Erin's been watching like National Geographic stuff on there. Like she's been on the Disney Plus app, and it's just and Sooner Thron with his flex of knowing James Marsden. They grew up 5 minutes from each other. He's 2 years older, and
old news.
until you send me that signed copy of Sonic 1 with ugly Sonic on the DVD cover, I don't believe you. I'm clicking. They're all in the vault. Anyway, that's so. Anyway, Andor's coming out April 22nd. You might find out. You might find out about it. I don't know. That's the thing. Like, unless you're looking for the Andor trailer or sizzle reel, are you going to find the Andor trailer or sizzle reel? And that's, like Daredevil. Yep. I mean, we're going to talk about it in a little bit, but Daredevil had I thought it was like the numbers were pretty good, but apparently they were awful. And I didn't know. I knew Daredevil was out because of social media, not because of Disney. And I don't know. It's a funny thing.
But like, it's like, is that what marketing is now? Because it's true. It's like I don't know about trailers unless they're on social media. Like, so I forget what was recently that were like, what was maybe Superman? It was like you were told on social media is like it's coming out tomorrow. But again, it's like you got to be a person that has Superman or DC or whatever or James Gunn in your algorithm. Otherwise, you live in the unknown of like that. Like, right? Like a month ago, you had no idea who AJ or Big Thunder was, but now you know about it on a daily basis. Like, it's just very strange.
I almost didn't know who you're talking about until you said Big Thunder, and I was like, yeah.
No, sorry. Big Justice. Did I say Big Thunder? That's a ride with Disney.
By the way, Because I sent you a video of it. I don't click on their video. Like I scroll pizza videos, Brock. It's all pizza videos,
Mhm.
and somehow I get and I'm like, ugh, because my pizza account on Instagram, it was very clean, very clean. For like spamming and stuff, like it was all pizza. It was like all pizza. I don't know how I did it, but it was now it's not, and I'm like really sad about that. I getting them, getting all these things. I'm like, I just want to look at people's pizza slices. Boom. Star Wars is a.
Don't read out loud.
I start reading it.
Read in your head. Anyways, I don't know. I mean, I feel like in a couple years they're gonna finally reveal. It's like, yeah, like we're either listening to you or we're having a AI robot listening through your phone. Because I'll get videos that I won't even remotely search, but I'll be shown on my wife's phone and immediately almost get it within the next 24-hour span. Maybe it's just like if you're in proximity to a phone for long enough, they're like, you must live together or interact widely. So we'll just send you both the same. And I'm not bothered by that. I know that everyone's like, that's not like a privacy thing, but it's just like, I think the way they market to us on a grand scale is like infinitesmal now. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it's not a matter of like he's a 40-year-old white man. What would he like? AJ and Big Justice. He grew up in the 80s. Let's give him all the nostalgia. I think it's just like you are one, and sometimes they'll send you a 0. But anyways, going back to Star Wars, I feel like people know about it, but the question is, do people want to like watch it? I don't know. I'm psyched.
Andor is going to be. I know a lot of people who thought the first season was very boring and couldn't get through it, but I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a hell of a TV series. I really hope they don't botch it. You know.
Yeah, I don't.
It's all about sticking that landing.
Yeah, I don't think it'll. It's just like we live in a world where like you might not like it, but like it's still solid, right? Like, like most Marvel movies, I'm like, that's a movie. You don't have to like it. I think we're on repeat at this point with our podcast. I'm like, I've said this before.
Vermont Mike coming in as we're talking about, and boring.
Yeah,
Vermont
boring.
Mike is one that found it boring. I think though, even if you find it boring, I think you can't argue that it is well made and well crafted.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, let's go to blind rankings.
Blind rankings.
Blind rankings. Chat, you play along with the blind rankings. Look at that graphic. Blind rankings. I gotta delete last week's. I should really do this beforehand, but I don't have time. Blind rankings is I'm gonna give Brock 5 things in a certain topic, and he's gonna blindly rank them from 1 to 5 where he thinks they should go. And this is the definitive rankings for the topic. So yeah, if whatever he says goes.
Yeah.
There's no turning back now.
None. Like it's just like we're done.
This is it. Just looking at the chat. The chat is on fire. Everybody's on fire today. They're all like, people are like, maybe people are excited for Andor season 2 because it's not a clickbait title. The title of this episode is not clickbait.
That's funny. I actually complimented you on your title today because Ram looked it up, or like I think she subs to our thing, so it'll pop up on her YouTube, and she saw it, right? Because it's like, hey, the live thing. And I was like, she read out the title. I'm like, that's a cool title. She's like, for your podcast. And I'm like, oh, it's not clickbait. So
it's not clickbait. I almost changed it to like Disney prepared for a disaster. Disney prepared for disaster. No, I don't know. There's nothing to talk about. Star Wars. Here we go. Blind ranking Star Wars. Brock. Top 5 Star Wars emotional moments. The moments in Star Wars that made you cry the most. Here we go. Ahsoka leaving in the Jedi Order in the Clone Wars. Ahsoka leaving the Jedi Order?
That is a good one. I am going to set the course of this chart, and I'm going to put it at 3.
I already wrote it down. I was like typing it in, writing it down 3. Here we go. Luke's final stand in The Last Jedi. A controversial take. People are obsessed with this moment.
I'm going to put it at 2 because I think that scene is visual art. Honestly, it's very cool. You can call it force Skyping if you want. It's kind of cool. So I like it. None of these make me feel emotional. Just like,
I was with you in the theater for that. You cried during that one. Number the third one we have now is Order 66. Order 66. The clones turning on the Jedi.
I don't.
all
I mean, we know what's coming. I don't feel emotional about it. I feel it's like, oh, cool. This is
watch
like
it again.
I don't think like it's like up until then we didn't have a word for it. So Order 66 just became like a thing. So I'm gonna put at number 4.
I've never got an Order 66 when I've gone anywhere. Just saying. Obi-Wan and Anakin in Revenge of the Sith. You're my brother, Anakin. You're my brother.
Right. All right, I'm gonna gamble and put it at number 1. I don't want to put it at 5, so I'm we're just letting the dice roll at this point and where they land. Chips land. That's what it does.
And last one is.
This is my favorite part. It's like, what is that last one?
All right, here we go. Save. If I can hit save. Chat's on fire. I can't even read it while I'm typing. That's something I don't like. Here we go. We got You Were My Brother, Bananakin. Number 2 is Luke's Last Stand.
Wait.
Ahsoka Leaves Jedi. Order 66 at number 4. And number 5, Darth Vader's Redemption.
I'm okay with that. I know that's be like, what? But like, when you think about it, our generation watched that movie as a kid. So it's like, I don't think you get emotions. You're just like, yeah, good guys. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm dead inside. I don't know. So I like this. You're my brother, Bananakin. Like that meme. That meme will always get me. I'm like, his name is Bananakin.
I was writing Anakin. I said, no, it's got to be Bananakin.
Pop up Kevin Davis's last mention there. That's a pretty good point that I never thought about. Not that one.
Oh, this one. Whoops, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm catching up. I can't look at it while I'm typing, so it's like
7.5 million global viewership in 5 days for Daredevil isn't bad at all. I think. Well, I assume he's talking about the new Daredevil.
Yeah.
Daredevil on Netflix didn't have record-breaking viewership. That's interesting because it's like that first season of Daredevil, people were talking about it because of that one scene.
The hallway scene, right?
Yeah. Have you haven't watched any of the new Daredevil, right? You don't have Disney Plus.
I haven't seen the old Daredevil. I have Disney Plus. I saw the first 2 episodes. I liked it. I just didn't. I don't know what happened. I just didn't watch it. I love Punisher, and I haven't. The Punisher is one of my favorite Is he a superhero? One of my favorite superhero comic book characters. And I haven't even seen the Punisher show. And I don't know if you remember, Brock, but I called his casting like 2 years before he was cast in the role. That, like Aaron made me watch The Walking Dead. I'm like, this guy should be Punisher.
Yeah.
And then he cast him, and I was all excited. And I've never seen him play the Punisher, and that's like my dream casting for Punisher. So I gotta catch up. I'm gonna watch his. They're doing a special presentation Punisher movie on Disney Plus. He's writing it. John Bernthald's writing it. And that I'm gonna 100%, no questions asked, watch, because you know me. If it's a TV show, I struggle, man. But a movie, a one-off, 50-minute one-off. Let's go.
That's literally an episode.
Yeah, but it doesn't keep going. It just stops. I'm okay. Like, just stop. Don't keep going. Don't keep going.
But yeah, that was a good blind rankings, I think.
Yeah. So let's go over to Conj. Oops, I gotta take this off here. Let's go over to Conja Club, where we're going to talk a little bit about Andor and maybe even some Daredevil.
money.
Kanja Club wants their investment back too.
I never made a deal with Conja Club.
Tell that to Kanja Club.
Tell it to them, man. Just tell that to Conja Club. We just keep the audio going. I'm not playing stop.
Tasu Leach,
And people are like,
good
what?
to see you.
The audio only of it is the best part. All right, that's enough of that.
Too long.
I don't make the rules. I didn't write it, J.J. Abrams.
Harrison Ford is like, he still got it, even though this is like this scene is from what, almost 10 years
10
ago
years
now?
ago, a decade in December, yeah.
Yeah, he's still got it, like with all these other projects he's on. Yeah. So tell me, Conja Club, what's the Conja?
Andor season 2 press is rampant. Just read the title of the episode. Press is heating up for
Never.
it, but to Kevin Davis's point, Netflix Daredevil had 7.5 million, which was something like 2 million less than Agatha all along, give or take, whatever. From what I've read, a lot of people have ditched Disney Plus over the last year. I think it was they lost like 200,000, 700,000. I don't know what it was. Subscribers have been lost on Disney Plus over the last little while. My thinking, Brock, is that we're seeing even though they're not doing it on the app itself, but tomorrow on somewhere, Gilroy is doing a Tony Hello, names. I does not compute. Gilroy is doing a Q&A like after like the first, I don't know what they're doing with season 1. The first 3 episodes of Andor are playing for free on YouTube from season 1. If you want to watch the first 3 episodes without paying for Disney Plus, I'm feeling like Disney, this show's cost them an arm and a leg, and a red arm and a leg as well. And I think because I think there's some concern on their end that viewership won't be high. And you use Daredevil and I'm not just saying because it's Andor, but using Daredevil as the example, like Daredevil wasn't higher than Agatha. So I think viewership as a whole is going down. I also think that with these shows like Daredevil, I heard the last episode Daredevil was really good, but I'm really curious if people are just sick of weekly on streaming and will just wait for it to all end.
Yeah, here's the thing. I've watched the first episode of Daredevil, haven't watched the second one, which came out at the same time, and I haven't watched the third one. I think that's just my TV watching is like restricted at times.
There's way too much. There's way too much on
that. Right. But then also the problem is, so in a sense, yeah, I agree. But then there was shows like Paradise where like I heard about it on a podcast and like watched every episode within less than a week. And that was like watching the new episodes when they drops, right? Like, so it is like, it's the matter of like, are you drawn in? Right. And like, I will watch Daredevil, but maybe my demeanor at some point, because maybe the work week is too hard. And I'm like, it's just not. Maybe like I know I'll like Daredevil because it's just like it's literally the same.
You're wearing a Venom shirt, Brock.
Yeah, it's literally the same cast as the Netflix show. So I'm like, it's not like we're like we have to do a whole new origin story. Like it just goes right, which is smart. So I don't know. Honestly, it just like look at yourself. How many streaming platforms do you now subscribe to?
Disney on the cheap and Prime, but Prime is because
you order
it's
stuff
delivery. Yeah. And then I have Crave, which is through my work though. So I get a really good deal on that through work. So
right.
Do I have anything else? Yeah, I got rid of Apple. I got rid of Netflix. I got rid of Paramount. I got rid of Psalm. I had a Psalm one. It's all wine. There's so many of them. There's just like you start to look at the bill every month, and you're like, "What am I?" And they all go up, right? And I canceled. I had Amazon Music. They didn't charge me. They finally caught me. I tell you, they finally caught me. They after 4 years, they finally caught me. And they're like, "And we're raising the price." And I said, "But you're raising the price to $4 more than Apple Music,
Yeah.
which I don't have. I have Spotify, but I'm looking at Apple Music. I'm like, Apple Music is $10.99 for one person.
Yeah.
Amazon's $14. And my point is, Apple has more music than Amazon. So how the hell are you charging me? Well, we have Audible. I don't listen to audiobooks. So I was like, oh. And
Yeah.
Spotify, if I don't pay for Spotify, I can listen to audiobooks on Spotify, I believe.
And correct me if I'm wrong about Audible. You only get one audiobook a month, right?
No,
or do you get a better deal that through?
I think now they're combined, so I think you get unlimited. I think.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
I could be wrong because I didn't do it because I don't listen to audiobooks. I just can't do audiobooks. Aaron loves them. I know a lot of people do. I'm not against them. I'm not saying I don't like them. I just they drive
It's
me
not
nuts.
for
Yeah, I'm like, I need you to read faster.
Yeah. Well, you can up the speed.
But then my problem too is like I'm waiting for them to take a breath and they never take a breath. I'm like, no, you gotta take a breath. You gotta take a breath. Breathe, swallow, and they don't do any of that. I'm like, I can't. It's like I don't. It's like this weird. I get so freaks me out.
Well, Anime Joy has a good way of saying it too. Like, people don't have streaming channels in their budget right now. I canceled all except Disney, Hulu for the paid services. Like,
yep.
I'm assuming Automated Joy's in the States because they mentioned Hulu. So it's like there's more. I feel like there's way more in the Disney package than what we get here in Canada because ESPN is part of it. I don't know if you're a sporto, but like there's more to it, right? So I don't know. I agree. And it's coming down to people do not want to pay for every single thing because there's too many. Like, I just got Paramount Plus. I like it a lot, but I'm not paying for it. I just set it up for my parents and we're using their Paramount Plus. Do they have a lot of stuff? Not really, but if you want to watch old stuff, there's good. Like, I'm watching a lot of Comedy Central and fun enough, Better Man, the Robbie.
Yeah, it's on there.
It's Robbie on Williams. There. Robbie Williams. I watched it and it's actually like really good. Highly suggest.
Robbie Williams is amazing. I used to. I would say Angels and Rock DJ were like my college jams.
Yeah.
Happy mood, Rock DJ, sad mood, Angels. Let's go.
Highly
I walk around Welland, listen to them on my big headset with my Discman.
Highly suggest that movie. But yeah, like it's like I don't pay for it. And it's like I work with technical people. Yeah, we do not have Hulu. We call it Star here for whatever reason sooner.
Yeah, Millennium was great too. Sorry.
I work with a lot of technical people who watch who have time to who have large amounts of time where they're working and they want to watch stuff. And I know they're not paying for all these things. So it's like, the question is, how many people are watching these things on Disney Plus and how many people are watching these things on pirated things, right? Or whatever, Android boxes, whatever they're called now. I can't even keep track of it because I've watched pretty much every episode of Severance, and I do not subscribe to Apple Plus. Sorry.
I think Apple's probably isn't Apple like the strongest one right now for original content.
I mean, Severance is big, and Ted Lasso. What's the other big show on that? I'm sure there's one.
They have a bunch of them. I keep hearing it's the number one. After I got rid of it, it became like the best one. But I don't like the thing is like Aaron watched For All Mankind. She watched stuff in there. My problem is I watched their movies though were better than Netflix, like the original, but they didn't have as much. But they also like the bad ones were still god awful, like Netflix's movies. And that's what I'm like, when Netflix is like, why are you canceling? Because they're too expensive. I'd rather you not spend $300 million on a Chris Pratt movie that sucks and charge me less per month. That's what I would prefer. Because I like their movies are straight to, like they're when you walk in Blockbuster and they remember when they would have like snakes on a plane, but then it would be like anacondas on a train, spiders on a hot air balloon. Like that's what Netflix movies are. They're those straight to video movies that you see in a Blockbuster and you laugh at the case, but you never watch. But they're spending hundreds of millions of dollars on them. When those Blockbuster movies, they were like $12 spent on them.
Yeah, I don't know. It's that it's like the Blockbuster now. It's like it's the DVD rack in the middle of the aisle at Walmart. It's not even like you're not in the electronics section. You're just like, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't even know where we're going out with this, but yeah,
Like
it's
an
just
Andor.
I know it's like I would be very interested if we could find a way, which we can't. It's like when Andor comes out, how many people worldwide on Disney Plus and also other things? We can't figure that out. But if like let's just say 10 people watched it on Disney Plus, but then 30 people watch it on a pirate thing. That's still 40 people. And then they all go to social media and talk about what they think, either good or bad. So that's press for it, even though it's social media. Like then they it's a pyramid scheme where it's like you say something and then 3 of your followers see it and they're like, oh, maybe I'll watch it, and vice versa. They'll just keep talking. Like I just like if people are talking about it on social media, but it's doing terrible in ratings, like it's kind of wild that how long has Netflix kind of owned this business? Would we almost say 20 years at this point? Like the streaming world, like 15 years?
Yeah, I'd say no. Yeah, probably 15 to
Mm-hmm.
less than 20, but around definitely 15. Probably
How have
15.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just being naive, and it's just like it's all digital now, so you can just steal it. But like, it's just like, how have we not figured out a way to make this make more sense? I don't know.
I thought basic cable, what everyone called, was going to go away once streaming figured out sports.
Yeah.
And what annoys me the most is the way they figured out sports was just doing what they did on TV and putting it on streaming. There's still like the same commercial breaks and everything. Is like,
Yeah.
so now you got to pay for everything. It's so
Yeah,
frustrating.
I know.
It's so Netflix. As soon as I had Netflix was 2010. I remember like 2003 or 4. My friend was like, I rented a movie off of Netflix and it came in the mail on DVD, and he had it until he wanted to give it back. I'm like, that is weird. And then it became Netflix, and all of our lives changed.
What is Heidi saying? According to James, on Disney Plus, half naked men dance before the start of every show if you get a cheaper package. Oh,
That's what it's called,
yeah.
That weird. I don't even know what it was for. It was just like some half naked guy. Like he was like just dancing. I might have been a purse or cologne. I don't know what it was. And I just remember it aired twice. And no, one time it aired the whole show. Like every commercial break was that. And I was like, I'm not buying this. You had like the wrong marketing here. And then, yeah, but I also found the loophole on how to avoid commercials on Disney Plus. I've only done it twice. I don't know if it actually is a loophole or not, or I just lucked out 2 times, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I think Andor, it's tough because, everyone's like, Star Wars is dead. It's not doing well. But then you look at the Daredevil numbers. You look at all these numbers, and is it Marvel? Is it Disney? Or is it Star Wars? Or is it Disney Plus? And is it paying for so many of these apps?
Yeah.
That is just, it's just become ridiculous. And people, maybe they're watching it illegally. Because Acolyte had no viewers, yet everybody on the planet went online to complain about it.
Yeah.
So either you watched it, you're lying, or you watched it illegally. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know. Like, yeah, it's like, people are watching TV. Like, this is a bad example, but like, it's something that kind of popped in my head this week. It's like people are still talking about Kendrick Lamar on Super Bowl. Like, it's to the point that I saw an International Women's Day post that was super cringe. Like, it was a video from a construction site, and these women are doing the dance that Kendrick Lamar's doing to during Not Like Us. And it's just like, it's March. How are we still talking about this? But it's just like, it's the viralness of it, right? Like, it's just like, it's almost to the point, like, if you like that song prior to the Super Bowl, you might hate it now because you're just like, yikes. It's too much. It's too much. So it's like, I think it's just like, well, the ratings for these shows are not relevant because it's just like, if you're like us, or if you're like me who pays, and then you are on and off, it's like, how can the ratings mean anything?
Well, they need the problem is with Andor is it's going to cost them almost $300 million.
Sure.
Like the 2 seasons combined, I think is almost like 700 or 800 million.
Yeah.
For 2 seasons. And if that doesn't, I don't even know how you make money off of streaming.
Yeah.
Like it needs to get new people to sign up. And I don't think, as good as I think Andor season 2 is going to be, I don't think it's going to. I don't think it will. I think Baby Yoda did. Mm-hmm. Oh, Baby Yoda did. But Andor doesn't, like, Andor is really good, but I don't know if it, like, as good as Andor is, and I don't like Game of Thrones, but is it as good as Game of Thrones? Objectively. Obviously, subjectively, I don't like Game of Thrones, but like objectively, because, and the reason why I'm using that as an example is that was appointment viewing. People watch that, and you have to pay to have HBO. So like people were like, we're watching Game of Thrones, but and they're not doing that with Andor.
Yeah.
What is it?
I would say Andor is on the level story-wise as Game of Thrones, but we said this before, it's like HBO is still brilliant. They're like, you want our good shows? They're on Sunday from whatever it is, 7 to 10 or 11. Like it blows my mind. Like I haven't had Crave, which is like our big TV thing out here in Canada, which HBO can be part of if you put it on. Like, I don't know what it's like now. Obviously, it's probably way more an app than anything else. But like the app, we said like the app would be putting out Game of Thrones at the exact same time as Game of Thrones on TV. Like, I don't understand why anyone has copied this. I guess it's because HBO, in a sense, still exists as a channel. I think, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's just I think like,
Penguin and Dune were like on the app on Crave, I think 10 minutes after they started showing. Like it was like really soon. It wasn't much longer. Like it was on TV first, and then it would go on the app shortly after.
How did Penguin do ratings wise? Do you know how that up top here? Do you really like that show?
I think it grew every week. It started slow, and then every week it grew. I can't remember what the numbers were, but they were. I think it got to a point that it was higher than what Daredevil just had, or maybe not. I have no idea. I know that it started low, and then as word of mouth came, which is the benefit of a weekly show. Yeah. But again, that's like even still with HBO, because that is a TV channel.
Yeah.
It's still, I think, because Penguin was never like, here's a streaming show, Penguin. It was a TV show. Like it's a mentality thing too, maybe, where, Game of Thrones is weekly because it's on HBO on Sunday night on HBO. But Netflix is, here's your entire season of this, and we're so used to that on the streaming side of it that people just. And the other thing too is, and I think Disney's done a better job now by releasing these things at like 6:00, whatever the West Coast time, and which is better, because when it was the 3 a.m., it just, unless you release all of it, that's stupid to me. Like I always thought that was dumb. Like midnight, 3 a.m., 12 a.m. This, like, it's like, why? Just give us a time that we can sit. Like HBO, you're going to sit down and watch Game of Thrones at 9:00 on Sunday night. That is you're there. And they've never given us that. And then finally with Ahsoka, they started to, but it's still kind of like flimsy, right? Because it's like, it's not really like, but I think it's smart. For me, I think it's smarter to do that. I think 9 I know they want 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I think 9's still a little late for some of these. Like
Mhm.
Andor, oh god, if Andor episodes are 45 minutes and there's 3
Yeah.
of them, I'm like, but like I think like who cares about the time zones? Just 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock on the West Coast isn't that much of a difference, really. Maybe it is. They'll probably hate me over there, but whatever. But like 8 o'clock would be a lot better for a show like Skeleton Crew. Like 9 o'clock for Skeleton Crew, it's a kid's show. Show it at a kid time.
Yeah.
I know it's all the time on, but maybe give the kids like, oh, you want to stay up and watch Skeleton Crew tonight? Let's do it. Or put it on Friday night for them.
Yeah.
TGIF. Bring TGIF to Disney Plus and have Skeleton Crew be all the shows.
Yeah. Like, it's not bad. Like, in a sense, you're kind of just saying become HBO. You know what I mean? Like, make your HBO night Sunday
or
like,
whatever day you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah, make it like Friday or Saturday or Sunday, and it's like that's really literally what they've done. It is strange, like because then we're in the Eastern time zone. So does that mean in like on the West Coast when you get the HBO shows, it's like the middle of the hour? I guess Sunday it works on a Sunday because it's just like the likelihood is you're probably not working, so it's like. If it's early, who cares? Great. Sunday afternoon, watch it.
Well, I think it used to work. It was just 9 o'clock, like Saturday Night Live, right? It's 11:30, 11:30. Like, or they would go, sure. But like, it is what it is. But now, because the internet, as I lose my voice, they can't really do that so much.
Yeah. I don't know. It's, yeah, I think I honestly think these ratings mean nothing. I know they need them to mean something, but it's just like it's redundant. Like, I mean, you can't hire someone to be like, oh, I mean, especially the way that like pirating shows, like how they work on like an Android box or whatever you're using, or I don't even know what to call it. I'm like torrents, like torrents, like I'm sure it still exists, but like I don't know, torrents aren't the popular method anymore because who's downloading content?
Well, it's illegal here.
Well, we all know it's illegal, but we also all know it's happening. Like it's sort of like you don't have to like police it, but you can easily go tick tick tock tick tick. Oh, look at all these files that exist and look how active they are. It's just like do that on the night that you're. Well, I guess you can't because it's like you don't really get the thing right away. You know what I mean? Like it's like you have to wait for it to drop. I don't know. I would love someone to actually investigate this and like let's take legality out of it and just be like, well, here's who's watching your show. But then again, it's just like this is what happens when corporations are running everything. And I know it's TV in that way, but it's just like I don't know.
Automated Joy, I thought the ratings for the Accolade ended up being pretty high. I don't think they were high. I think they were high for Disney Plus, which is the problem with everything. Like nothing makes it was the second most watched show last year on Disney Plus. Nothing makes sense.
I believe it. I really think it should just merit like what's the hashtag count after the show drops. You know what I mean? So it's like people are talking about Severance or Succession or Stranger Things or like look at that. That's your real rating system because people that want to talk about TV will go and hashtag it because they want to be recognized. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I've never seen a Severance. All right, here we go. Sith or that?
Sith or that?
Sith or that? Oh boy. Here we go. Sith or that? Chat, play along. Is it Sith or is it that? Is it this or that? There's no Sith involved. Mary Jade lightsaber or a Star Killer lightsaber, Brock? Would you like a Mary Jade one? You're giving here's the deal. You go to Disney World and they have both lightsabers on display and Hondo gives you a bunch of Imperial credits and says, Brock, you can buy whichever one you want. Don't worry about the cost.
What it looks like. Okay. I guess Mara Jade because it's colorful.
Oh. So nothing makes sense. Yeah,
True.
that's what I say every match. So
Yeah,
true.
that's
Yeah. It doesn't make they're like the ratings were, but then they also said that they were what they were hoping they would be, but it wasn't enough for them to justify a second season. Nothing makes sense.
Mhm.
I'm going Star Killer. Oh, so's Ron. Ron and I we're thinking alike. Sith of that, Kit Fisto survives or Plo Koon survives.
Like
Plo
the
Koon,
like the
like Order
ending of
66.
of
Yeah, like
Revenge.
they don't.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like they don't die. One of them returns. Dave Filoni would obviously go with Plo Koon.
It's purple. Purple. Nice one, Heidi. I'm gonna say Plo Koon just because I found the small storyline they kind of had going during Clones. I'm like, that'd be pretty cool.
Brock's out of this podcast. He's gone. No more.
Oh, be silence. This is not my America.
The correct answer is Sooner Thrawn is also banned from the chat. The correct answer is Kit Fisto.
Mm-hmm.
Kit Fisto is the correct answer. And our final is either that Darth Revan in canon or Darth Bane returns in canon, because Darth Bane obviously was made canon, and Revan hasn't really been made canon, I don't think. Okay, everyone's saying Plo Koon. Guys, Kit Fisto is green.
I'm gonna go Darth Revan. I have more feelings towards that character than Darth Bane. So
I'm gonna go Revan as well because we've already had Bane. We're good for that. Sith of that, thanks, I guess, for playing along.
Yep.
Anime Joy is also Revan. I'm not really enjoying the Plo Koon. It's a bunch of Dave Filonis. That's what you all are. You're all a bunch of Dave Filonis. Never tell me the odds. Never tell me the odds. Here we go.
Never tell me the
Possibility
odds.
of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
Never tell me the odds. Brought to everyone here that's on the chat, that's pirating this episode, that are thinking about us by patreon.com/Rebel Scum Podcast. If you like what we do and you want to support us and you want to hear more about pirating TV shows and not paying for it, come on down to patreon.com/Rebel Scum Podcast and we'll give you what you need. We love the people that support us. We want to talk about Star Wars even when there's nothing to talk about Star Wars. So come become one of the many few that we shout at every episode, like the following: Heidi Feder, executive producer, Barry Brophy, Dennis Allen, Sooner Thrawn, Randy Kanomi, Mary Kristen Aton, Dale Erdman, Phil Staniforth, Rez, Scott D,
Josh Price, Matt W, Frank Perkins, Neil Lowry, Cosmic Girl 02, Gleek Play, One Den of Nerds, Disney Desi, Charlotte, Ron Prasek, and Jeff Wilson. Thank you all for your support. And this is a very special episode of Never Tell Me the Odds. It's not. Our first odd, we will learn about Cassian Andor's upbringing. We're going to see more about Cassian Andor's upbringing in season 2.
I was going to say 30, but I'm going to go 70%.
Oh, wow. That's a change.
Because it was kind of cool when we saw him as a kid in the forest. Remember that? Where they're just hanging out in the forest and they're like, tell me more about that. I would like to see that. Otherwise, I'd be like, we've said enough.
I gotta go full Brock on it.
Yeah.
What would be the point of it? I'm not sure. But it was cool to see. Yeah. And it was an element of the show. I think I might do a rewatch on it, maybe. I probably. You know what? I might.
You won't.
But...
Never tell me the odds that James will rewatch Andor season 1.
What did I rewatched? I've seen. It's funny because I think the only one that I've really rewatched was Mandalorian season 1. I think that's the only one that I've really I've watched multiple times. I watched Boba Fett multiple times because everybody hates it so much that I made sure to get those ratings up. But I watched it multiple times because I watched it and then Erin would watch it, and she actually was enjoying it. Ron's 99% on that one. Our next odd: Moff Gideon will return in the Mando and Grogu movie.
I love Giancarlo Esposito, but I also worry that he's in everything.
He's turning into the Chris Pratt, Pedro Pascal,
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 40% because it's just like, he's a great actor, but also I'm like, but then who's the villain? I don't know.
I mean, he died. Could have been a clone, I know,
Yeah.
but yeah, like here's the thing. I love him. He's a great actor. It's so exciting when he's in stuff, but now he's trying to be in too much stuff.
Mhm.
It's like high KG, 35% from KG on that one. Yeah, it's
Like-
just Moff is back, says Sooner Thrawn. 75%. Flashback will happen because it's Deidre's memory. Oh, from that one. Okay. Ooh, that's I'm gonna go 40% on Moff Gideon returning. I actually want Moff Gideon to return. Everything we just set aside because I like the character and I want to see more. And then when he has the stormtrooper suit thing on, the Mandalorian suit, I should say, love it. And our final ad is from executive producer Heidi Feder. She says, "Go back and watch the recent Andor teaser trailer." And pay attention to some of Deidre's reactions. What are the odds that Deidre, not Cyril, betrays the Empire? Will Deidre betray the Empire? By the way, The Burbs, great movie. If you haven't watched The Burbs, they watch Jeopardy in it. And The Burbs is a great movie starring Thomas Hanks, Carrie Fisher, that Canadian guy who's hilarious. He passed away. And
Speaking of Tom Hanks,
Corey Feldman.
Speaking of Tom Hanks, that freaking movie where he's in one place the entire time here, did that not come out in theaters? Because I saw it was on. I was like,
it came out. It came out for 45 seconds.
Yeah. Wow.
It was nominated for 0 Academy Awards, I believe, and Andrew Fantasia gave it 4.5 stars on Letterboxd. So
I'd love to watch it. I was like, oh wait, I can't remember where I saw it. Maybe Prime. I was like, this movie's out. I thought it was it. When did it premiere? I'm gonna go 20%, just because I think it's like, I don't think we're gonna get a story per se of the Empire like crumbling within itself. I think it's just a matter of like, people are just like, we will do whatever it takes to go up the ladder in the Empire. Like, yeah.
just quoting The Burbs. I'm gonna go. I think the same thing. I like the idea a lot, but I don't think the show's gonna be about that. So I'm gonna go 31%, and we're not gonna fact check us anyway. So I'm gonna go 31%.
Deidre, awesome character.
Great character. And if if it happens, it happens. But again, like I agree with you. I don't think the show is about that.
Yeah.
I think the show is about the other side of that. Because then there's already enough infighting with Krennic and Tarkin in Rogue One, right? So like, how much more do you want to bring to that? Even though I don't think that's going to be an element of the show, but it is an element. We know what's going on. So what about Traitor McGinger Must? Oh yeah, that's right. All right, Heidi, we got to rewatch season 1. I forgot. That's when Luthen gives that amazing speech to McGinger Mustache Dude. I'm sticking with 31%, but I like the idea. I like it.
Yep.
Is it April 22nd yet?
Nope.
I don't have any cream eggs.
You know, like, it's just like, the cream egg is fantastic, but it's just like, ever since they made it available almost all the time, or am I just thinking the candy?
No, it is. They ruined it. They did. They did what we said to do about the pumpkin spice latte. I don't touch it. I only touch it at Easter though. Like I have I love my Toblerone, but it's Christmas. I got my Toblerone at Christmas. I got my cream egg at Easter. I don't mess with it the rest of the year. Don't mess with it because you ruin my experience those time of the year. I look forward to it. One time, Erin gave a bunch of my cream eggs away. I had 4 of them. She gave them away, and I was like, she's like, well, you weren't eating them. I go, no, I have specific dates on the calendar that I'm eating my cream eggs. You don't understand. How am I supposed to watch my Leaf game without a cream egg? I brought a cream egg in to go see Mad Max Fury Road. These are questions. 40 days. Oops. I love it. Yeah, damn right. Cadbury cream egg is the best.
We should really compare an American one and a Canadian one.
And a British one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's content right there. I love it. Mwah.
I'll bet you the British one would take the cake on.
Oh, yeah.
All right, now top 5.
Top 5.
If I can find the graphic, there we go. Top 5 overpowered Star Wars weapons. Weapons
good
that
one,
are
James.
a little bit too powerful. I have to start really digging deep on what to do top 5s for. Otherwise, like top 5 lightsabers once again. Let's check the chat quickly. American ones are made by Hershey. Oh yeah, are they really? So why are they called Cadbury cream eggs? Nothing makes sense. It's like Kit Kat's different. I don't. Have you ever had an American corn pop?
Yes.
My God, they're terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
Canadian corn
it's the
pops?
standard. It's the standard. Canada gives in to the British standard chocolate.
Yeah.
America just does whatever it wants to. God bless you. I love Target.
I remember in the 90s when Canada chocolate went from British recipe to American, and it was like, ooh, there's a change there.
Yeah.
Crispy Crunch, greatest chocolate bar of all time. Cross the border and get some. Are you allowed to cross? Can we cross borders now?
Yes.
We're in a war. We are in a trade war.
Nah.
I will trade you.
I'll trade you Boardwalk for Park Place. So that
I want
no
a
one can
railroad.
put a
I need a
hotel here.
railroad. Give me a railroad. U.S. chocolate is sad. Yeah, like you can't get like Kinder eggs, but you can get Kinder like eggs with like a spoon, and you like eat it out with a spoon. It's really
Yikes.
weird. Yeah, I don't make the rules. Everyone said you can't get Kinder eggs there, and I was like, but I bought one, and then it was like a spoon, and you're like slurped it like soup. Top 5 overpowered weapons in Star Wars. Star Killer Base is my number 5.
I didn't even think of that. My number 5 is going to be Death Star because it's just like, I mean, it's just sort of a, granted, it does have a loophole to it, or a, what would you call the trench or the ventilation, that I guess the kryptonite.
Yeah.
This the way to stop it, but it's crazy. It's insane, and it moves real slow, and we're like, we couldn't do anything about this. Yeah, but I guess it's on the same vein of Murder Planet. It's even Murder Planet's even better because it's just like Temu Death Star.
It totally is. Oh, look at that. 30 miles from Canada. We used to cross the border for a nice dinner. Brock and I have done that as well, and doing the other way. I rode my bike across the border, and maybe go in the truck lane.
I've always wanted to do that.
It used to be fun. I did that before you needed a passport, though. Like, of course. I remember I walked across. They used to make me pay like $1.25 toll, and they didn't even ask for any of that. I just like walked in. Because the American side of Niagara Falls, the falls aren't as nice, but they had back then like this great like ice cream and so, oh man, you would know more than I would. You probably like skip school to go. I'm gonna go Beskar. Beskar is just insane. Like
it's
not really. Yeah, it's like I get it, but at some point, like something's got to go through it. So Beskar. Oh, look at it. KG, Death Star, Beskar, Spear, Blaster, Thermodynamic, Lightsaber. Okay.
Nice. I got a couple of those on there. I'm going to go Lightsaber for the next one because it's just like... Or no, I'll change it up. What do we call... Could you consider the Force a weapon? Or does that have to be a physical thing?
Yeah, whatever. Who cares? We make these up.
The Force is just like, well, if I'm the good guy, if I'm the main character, it will work in my defense. I was gonna say lightsabers kind of do that, but then it's just like it's the Force really that's doing it.
My number 3 is General Grievous's ship from the Clone Wars. That thing was unstoppable.
My number 3 is the Millennium Falcon. How is that thing still put together? It has a robot alive inside of it. What?
That's not bad. My number 2, I was gonna put this one. but I'm thinking I'm gonna go with the ships in Rise of Skywalker that are Star Killer based Death Star powered ships in that. Those are ridiculous.
Yeah.
They were like, here's a ship that can destroy a planet. Why?
Why?
Why? That's my number 2.
My
Heidi's number 1 is Lando's smooth pickup.
My number 2 is gonna be blasters, specifically anything that Han uses, because it's just like sometimes when you shoot the thing, it stops the door from opening. And sometimes when you shoot the thing, it starts it opening. That's too powerful. That's too hard. That's too chaotic. I don't like it.
Fair.
Yeah.
My number 1, you already said it. It's the Death Star. It's amazing, but it's no moon, and it's a little ridiculous. But it's a good ridiculous though. Some of the ones on my list not good. This one is. I love the Death Star. You know what? No. Death Star 2. Death Star 2.
Death Star 2. Nice. It's not even finished.
It's not even finished. And it's more powerful than anything
finished.
else. Death Star 2.
I guess my number 1 is going to be. I could just say Death Murder Planet, and we could do the flip of each other again on the ins and the outs. I'm gonna say
R2.
Yeah, I was gonna say R2 again. I just didn't know how to phrase it. It's like he's unstoppable.
Sorry, Dio.
Come on.
BB-8.
Oh, Metachlorians. That weapon is too powerful. I don't like it. It doesn't make sense. The science doesn't work. Metachlorians is my number 1.
Number 1, Metachlorians. Those are our top 5. Thanks, chat, for your top 5 and playing along with us. That makes it fun. And we spent an hour complaining about streaming services. I'm really excited for Andor season 2. I watched the trailer again. I'm like, damn, it looks nice.
Yeah.
Like, it just looks nice.
Yeah, I agree.
And I would, but again, I'm like, why is this not a movie? Just make it a movie. I want to watch it in the big screen. I really want to watch Star Wars in the big screen.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. What's the big movies out right now? I mean, nothing really.
There's got to be something. Captain America. That's going to make the least amount of money than any Marvel movie, apparently. I feel bad. I like Anthony Mackie a lot, and he's getting he's got this movie that got reshot 400,000 times, and we all have to hear about it. I wish we didn't hear about reshoots and stuff. Like, back, it's like a magic trick, right? You don't know how you don't know how the trick's done. The magician never tells you whatever the saying is. I can't think, but like, I don't want to know the behind the scenes of movies anymore. I'm over it. I love it.
Yeah.
Like, you look a year later, give me everything. But before the movie, it's bad. Like, I know they say no press is bad press, but I think these kind of things are hurting movies.
Yeah. That's funny. What was I looking at?
Go see Novocaine. Go see Novocaine.
Oh, yeah.
Brett worked on that.
Yeah.
Brett worked on it. So wait for his name in the credits. He's been promoting it I think it's out now.
Friday, I think. 14th.
He's been posting it on his Instagram.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, I'm excited for that movie, honestly. When does it come out? I don't think it's out yet, because I was looking at March 14th, so this Friday.
Oh yeah, it's this Friday. Yeah, I figured I meant this like now. It's coming out this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brett worked on our friend Brett worked on that. I think he was a camera operator, or the camera operator. A-cam maybe? B-cam? I gotta ask him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one, support that one.
I was like, Jack McQuaid. I'm like, that's not his name. But Jack Quaid.
It's actually a better action name for him, though, is Jack McQuaid.
Or Doug, I'm not sure.
Starring Jack McQuaid.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I had never heard of him because I don't watch
Boys.
shows. Yeah, I don't watch it. So I love Scream, though. I love the Scream movie. So I saw Scream 5. Not a fan of Scream 5. But he's in Scream 5.
Yeah.
And afterwards, I'm like, man, that guy, and actually the actress that won Best Actress is also in Scream 5.
Yeah.
And they have some scenes together. And I was like, man, that guy was a great, like, I thought he was really good. And Rob was like, That's Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan's son. I was like, what? I had no idea who he was. I thought he was really good without nepotism.
Yeah.
But he knows. I think he said in interviews, he's like, I know what. I know it's easier for me. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
It works in every industry.
Yeah. But you didn't. Okay, calm down, Gen Z. You didn't discover Nepo babies. They've been around for ages. Forever.
Liza Minnelli just turned like 70.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, I go. All right. Frig, Heidi, no spoilers. If Lando's girlfriend's brain is Millennium Falcon, R2 can house a Jedi's brain. Yes.
Yeah, fair.
Anything is possible. All right, that is 361 of these episodes to go. Anakin coming in with BB-8 at the wire. 361. Thanks, chat. This was a lot of fun today.
Yeah.
You guys really just make the show more fun. Because without you, we're nothing.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say, Brock?
Thanks for everyone for watching. Go watch Paradise. Fantastic show.
Do you get money for plugging it?
No, I just like it. Non-spawn. Disney Plus, check it out. They got great shows.
They won't tell you. You'll have to find out from other people.
Moana 2 is on there. I watched it illegally, and now I'm mad that it's on there. I could have watched it on Disney Plus. Maybe I'll watch it again. I liked it. It was all right.
It was going to be a series, and then
It was going to be a what?
it was going to be a series. They made a movie. I heard of a movie called Dead as a Night. All right, everyone. My best friend saw it 2 weeks ago, early screening. He liked it. All right.
Noise.
I think. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Give us a like and a subscribe. And Brock, you were always scum.
Pirated scum.
Scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.